All right, welcome in everyone to the weekly tarot and astrology reading. So, we're gonna tap into Monday, February 17th through Sunday the 23rd. And we just, again, this is for the collective, so it's for everybody, so it's general. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But, you know, I usually ask my higher dimensional guides to just tap in and provide, you know, again, what is it, any information you guys need or guidance that's going to help you in the highest and best way for this week. So we're going to take a look. And yeah, we just had Valentine's Day. What else? So I'm going to start, I think I forgot last week. So we're going to start with just a high level hitting kind of the astrology for the week. And then we'll dive into the reading. So to kick off the week, so Monday evening, night, we actually have a grand water trine. So we have 4 planets that are going to be in water signs. So you know, again, then moving into Tuesday, which the sun moves into Pisces. So we have just this intense water energy. So a lot going into Pisces season in regards to our emotional body, how we're feeling, you know, again, especially Pisces, because we actually do have a Pisces stellium going on, and that's when I think it's at least 4 planets are in a sign, so they're in Pisces, which Pisces is really about dreams, intuition, you know, the unconscious energy, like really diving deep. Pisces like to dive deep. So yeah, that's a lot going on, especially for you water signs out there, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancers. This is really going to be strong for you, especially Pisces. So like I said, sun's moving into Pisces on Tuesday. Pisces, and you know, the sun in Pisces, what is this? Like I just said, this is really going to be about trusting our intuition, diving into our creativity more than in our mind. But kind of thinking of this sometimes on kind of as a detriment, you can get too bogged down into the depths with Pisces. It also can be a bit confusing because like in tarot, the moon card is Pisces. So the moon can be a little illusory. It can be a little deceptive, right? It can, you know, that moon, it's dark, but there's a little bit of light. So it's kind of like what about how you're interpreting things, especially it's like, well, is that what I'm really seeing? Or are you creating a story that's not there? So just be mindful about navigating the fog or the confusion. You don't want to get too lost in it. So you kind of just want to be high level. Don't get too pulled into stories, or I almost say like don't take too much as truth during the Pisces season. But the key here is your intuition, because your intuition is going to, if you are able to listen to your intuition instead of trying to interpret things through the head or logic, that's really going to help guide you through the fogginess. So a saying here that I found online, which I thought was really kind of hit the head of the nail as far as this Pisces season. Follow your intuition. So choose awareness, creativity, and self-trust, and follow your intuition through this fog. Or you can have a choice to stay comfortable and just stay in the fog. But we don't want to stay in the fog. Sometimes people like to stay in the fog because they like to be in denial about the reality of things. So people like that are going to be extra doubled down right now. They might be a little more unstable as well, because that confusion is going to grow deeper. But that is Pisces. So then on the 20th, we have Mercury squaring Jupiter. So squares are a little tough, right? They're kind of a point where it creates little tension there. So the key themes here are indecision and procrastination. So like lack of motivation, kind of dragging your feet, not clear. You may have a hard time making decisions, but to overcome this energy, this square, you can kind of be very conscious and work on your concentration, because we're definitely going to have some ADD, ADHD with that energy. And then on the 23rd, there's two big things going on there that I want to call out. So we have Mercury trining Mars. So this is, really about sharpening the mind, being honest. It's also going to help you be persuasive. So this is actually a good time to have conversations, or if you need to have a serious conversation at work, or if you're trying to talk someone into something, this is a good day to do it. Also, you're going to have more confidence and be more comfortable having difficult conversations or speaking in front of a crowd. So just something to think about there, because it's going to help you have direct conversation with people. But what's interesting, people are going to hear you, be able to understand you better, even though you're being direct. Sometimes some of those aspects, like if you're having direct conversations, it may not come off really well, or there may be more misunderstandings. Like there's almost the energy is a filter that's like distorting the message, but this is going to really create clarity in your messages, and people are going to hear you and understand you and be open to things you have to say. So that's a good day to do it. And then also that same day, Mars stations direct. So that's an amazing energy. Mars is actually stationing direct in Cancer. Mars has been in retrograde. We've been talking about it for months, since December 6th. So this is, I've been kind of foreshadowing this energy ending, which is going to be great. So this is about action time. So since December, I've kind of been saying, if you've been wanting for something to happen, or you've been trying to be creative, or get something off the ground or make changes, and it just seems like, again, you're trudging through mud or quicksand, or there's delays, or things just aren't taking off. This is the go time. So this is the time to really take action, and you're going to feel more inspired to take action. This is also giving us opportunities to respond in new ways instead of react, especially around our triggers or how we're expressing our emotions, especially if it relates to any anger, resentments, or frustrations we're having. So this is going to really help support us and bring in new ideas. And again, moving from a responsive nature to more, reactive to responsive. So those are the big things going on this week. Hopefully those help you out, give you some awareness, and navigating, like I said, especially all this water energy. If you're not water signs, again, especially I feel like the earth signs and the air signs struggle a little bit more with the water energy. So you might be struggling, but I do think some of these aspects are going to help you navigate a little bit better. But we'll see how that goes for all the non-water signs out there. So let's dig into the reading here. So we got the third week of February. We're about to roll into March. So let's see what the last half of the month brings. Okay, we have door to personal healing and happiness jump out. And then financial constraints. I feel like we've definitely been feeling this for a while, especially with Venus and Aries. There could have been a little too much overspending, especially, you know, like I said, Venus and Aries kind of has that impulsiveness, that passion to just kind of indulge and not think too much of the consequences. And 4 flew out, so I'm going to take them. We have the Angel of Balance. So I feel like we're going to gain some balance in regards to financial situations, and then the Temple Path. But I do feel like we've learned some things, maybe found some awareness, maybe have a new plan forward. But following a path that's more in alignment and balanced. If we've been having financial issues, this kind of, again, the energy is going to help you to find a new balance and help bring in more abundance, because there's a door to personal happiness opening up. So it's kind of like, you know, before were the doors open to kind of, again, cobwebs and like emptiness. I do feel like a new period is opening up with more abundance. I feel like the path you've been following, also, it's almost like you finally come across this point in the journey where there's a lot of like, you're hitting some new spiritual, like, kind of leveling up here. So it's going to create kind of new manifestations and new experiences. So I like this. I feel like I've definitely been feeling this financial constraints lately. And especially since like the holidays, I feel like it hasn't like, I haven't recovered yet from that. Okay, so we had some flyers here, so I'm going to take these. So we have the 6 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Devil, and then the Empress. Ooh, Tower. Ooh, this flew out of nowhere. And then the 10 of Swords. Interesting. But on the other side of it, we have the Knight of Cups. So I think there's something about gaining some clarity about something that happened in the past. This could be in the far past or the recent past, but I do feel like maybe even some truth is coming out about the past, or someone is coming back from the past and, you know, I guess you're speaking some truth. It could be like a reconciliation of the past, or like integrating something from the past and finally seeing things. It's kind of, to me, those 2 cards together is like something happened in the past and you're like, well, it's that saying of like, at some point you're going to see like, oh, now I see why that all happened the way it did. You finally get that aha moment or like realization of, oh, now I see. That's to me really what's going on here for the week. And it's really around some karmic situation from the past. It could be about a relationship or just dynamics. It can be anything, but it's karmic in nature, right? Something that really challenged us, or a period of suffering or hardship. It can also be around like a mother wound, or tied to your mother here with the Empress. But I do feel like this truth and clarity is helping you level up. So the sword is coming through to like cut the ties that have been binding us to this past karmic situation, or again, ideas, beliefs, dynamics, anything that has been holding us almost prisoner to these ancestral, it can be ancestral based or just karmic. And that's what the Tower is too. Like with the Tower and this Ace of Swords, like this is like major like clarity. Like you cannot unsee it. And it's like there's no you can't, like I said, the Piscean energy can, it's interesting, these cards, because this is like major clarity. This is major truth. But yet we're in a Pisces stellium, and now we have the sun in Pisces. So it's almost like something's going to help, like really clear any fog right now that may be going on. Especially last week, we had a lot of Uranus aspects. So if you felt like last week you had some major tower moments, I do feel like the potential feeling like there's constant towers. I've been kind of feeling like that, like this whole month. I'm like, I thought February was supposed to be like this amazing month, especially when we look at like the aspects of the whole year. Like February was supposed to be like one of the best. But I feel like this whole month has been like tower after tower, a lot of emotions coming up, really swimming through the depths. And but you know, to me, these are the cards about what's unfolding still, or what's happening in the unconscious, right? So these towers are happening to really close out and end. Something might really have to end as well. Like there's something that's really like this to me, that whatever this karmic tie has been that you feel like you've been dragging along forever, like the universe is like, yep, this has got to go. Like we're not dragging this forward anymore. And all of a sudden, that's almost like what's been preventing your, especially in regards to like relationships or like your love life. Like this has really been what's been blocking you from being receptive to, for one, attracting in the right person, or being able to repair, maybe repair, again, karmic connections or ties that again have been holding you back from working through things, navigating, and being open, and also, like I said, attracting people who are also open to love. And it's almost like the minute this tower comes in and this ends, it's almost like something just like really aligns, like really quickly here. So I like that. And it could just be too that all of a sudden, like, just your connections change. If you've been really struggling with connections in your life, and they've been just like, again, feeling like towers, 10 of Swords, like the devil. Let's keep going here. We got the 9 of Cups, the Page of Swords. So there is some sort of conversation here, some light conversation. This could start over text message, like you send a text about something that you're thinking about. That really opens up, to me, Pandora's box. Let's see what comes after this. Oh boy. 5 of Wands. So there's almost either you're addressing some conflict that has been going on. Maybe you've been having a lot of internal conflict that you feel like you have to clear the air or express yourself with the Page. I do feel like you've been a little cautious at having this conversation or approaching a person or people because of, again, the energies lately or just people's behaviors. But I'm going to get a card here for this 9 of Cups, because this could either go one of two ways, especially with the other card. So I just want to see. 6 of Wands, we have the Strength card. And then the Ace of Wands. So we have 2 aces. So you definitely, it's like you're gaining the courage here to have a conversation with somebody. Having the courage to maybe text someone that you maybe haven't talked to in a while. To maybe you there's something happened in the past and you have to clear the air. Maybe you haven't talked about it. But there's something about clearing the air here. And you've been holding back on this because I think you're afraid of like the person's reactions or what the consequences will be. But I think there's been a lot of ego involved. So I said this could go one or two ways, but I feel like there's a little bit of ego with this 9 of Cups. It could be yours, or just feeling like people have been in this like ego trip, really selfish, thinking about themselves. But I like this this 6 of Wands with this, because I feel like you're going to overcome this. This could end in a little bit of conflict here. we have double wands here, but the conflict is like future state, and it's tied to the Page of Swords, which is about that communication or text or something. But I do feel like the courage is going to really be supported here with the 2 cards on each side. We have wands, and we talked about this. You know, the wands do represent a lot of creativity and passion and taking action based on, you know, your higher self. So you're being inspired to actually finally do this. And this could really tie back to, like I said, Mars going direct, and also the Pisces energy combination, because the Pisces is about that creativity and inspiration. Usually wands, though, are more about passion and that fire energy. But I think that Mars is going to give you that push forward. Like finally Mars goes direct. You're feeling that support. You're finally taking action on something that maybe, like I said, you haven't been. You've been a little hesitant or cautious and just haven't felt aligned to do it yet. And I do believe that you are correct, that it just wasn't the right timing, but the right timing is coming. And I think it's, you know, again, this is about this week coming up. So I feel like this is going to happen this week. But, you know, there's success here. I feel like this person also, this card is almost like, it's been a difficult couple of weeks. And it's almost like you're riding now out of last week, which I've been listening to a lot of different astrologers. I think last week they were like, if you make it through this week, which was last week, you're kind of going to be in the clear. And I kind of feel like this is what this card is saying. Like you've made it through the toughest battle this month. So we made it past last week. It did give us some confidence and courage after what we went through. And maybe it's the courage to have that conversation. And also, this is spot on, because what else did I say? That Mercury trine Mars energy on the 23rd, that's really going to support us in being honest and having direct conversations. And finally being comfortable to do that. And people are going to be receptive. So I'm gonna clarify that 5 of Wands before the end here, just to see what that's about. But I'm gonna do the last row here first. So we have the Queen of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like you see both these cards here. It's somebody like walking forward. We have the 10, which is about kind of an ending of a cycle. Finally, you're ready to kind of clear the air, release the baggage. Like you have to do it for yourself. Maybe you've been carrying a lot of resentments or feelings, or carrying a lot of responsibilities for a while. And you're like, you know, that Piscean, right? That we have the water trine. We have a lot going on with water energy here, which is the cups. So it's kind of like you're leaving behind. You're realizing like any emotions that have been heavy or dragging you down. It's like you finally are ready to face them and maybe even express them, because you need to move forward. And kind of, like I said, clear the air. You need to let go of this. There's something that has been going on emotionally from the past. I feel that you're just like, you know what, I'm ready to move forward on a new path here, and I'm not bringing all this stuff with me anymore. And maybe, again, you felt like nervous to have a conversation with someone or do what you need to do to kind of, again, cut the ties that have bound you. And I feel like this is just kind of saying you're finally gaining, this is you, the Queen of Wands, like gaining the confidence and courage to kind of, you're ready to build a new path, to go down a new path. And you're ready to take action. You know, this Queen of Wands is all about action, inspired action, feeling in alignment to finally do something or to take action that's going to end up bringing in good results for you. And there's a lot of really, you're feeling that spark. You're feeling the passion to do this. So look at this. All these are wands here. So what's coming is a lot of wands energy. So again, I feel like you're really going to be in alignment. Your higher self, aligned with the intuition of the Pisces, is going to really propel you forward to finally do some things you've been waiting to do. Let's see, what's the Five of Wands about? Two of Swords. Oh boy, Eight of Swords. Interesting. And then the Hermit. So this is twofold. I do feel like part of this is your internal conflict. I feel like you've been conflicted internally about a situation or just feelings that you've been carrying for a long time. I do feel like it has made you feel very stuck. And there's a lot of confusion here. You weren't clear on how to get out of the situation or even how to approach it. So I feel like you've kind of been sitting on the fence. You haven't been taking action or doing anything about it or addressing it. Also, this could be about making a decision that you didn't really know, like, what path or what step to even take forward. Like, once I get off the fence, like, what direction am I going in? Or what decision am I going to make, or what's the future hold? And it's like, I do feel like with the Hermit, I do like this as it's almost like saying you've been stuck for a reason. Like, there's always a reason that we're sitting on the fence or feel like why am I still stuck here? Like, why do I feel like I can't get out of this stuckness? And there is a spiritual higher reason for it. I think, again, what's coming with this Ace of Swords and the Tower is going to, for one, bring clarity to where you've been very unclear or confused. But it's also gonna, that energy is pushing you off the fence. It's pushing you, it's cutting the bondages, right? This person's tied up. It's cutting the ties that have bound you. It could be to a person, a relationship, a situation, a job. There, again, apply it how it fits your life. On the other hand, you know, again, there could be, if this is with somebody and you have to have a conversation, potentially it could result in some conflict or the person resisting you, or like, and this is really about them being stuck and they're not going to see, you know, the error of their ways, or they're not going to be able to see. So again, it's like there's some wisdom though coming out of this that you're going to get major, like, oh, I get it. Or like, it's going to spiritually elevate you so that you can move forward, at least feeling like you did everything you could, but at least you're finally moving forward. Okay. You're not stuck anymore. Let's get one for the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's some new opportunity here. So it's almost like the universe is ready, like all out of nowhere, the Tower too. It could be just like out of nowhere, like a door opens up, and that's a metaphor, right? There's like a door that opens up for you and you're like, I'm ready to go through this door. And part of what's happening here is like, again, you needing to go through the door and walk through and take the new opportunity. You have 3 aces here. So this is some, I mean, that's major for this week. So something really big is happening this week as far as a major new beginning for you. And really having the clarity to see it and like actually move into it. What's the Page of Swords? What's this? Yeah, you're wanting to finally have a conversation about something that's been really challenging and difficult. And I think you just haven't been addressing it, but you're finally like, I can't do this anymore. I'm over it. And there is something you have to actually face this week. It could be that you have to have the courage to actually walk away from something, but you just haven't had the balls to do it. So you have the Four of Cups. Yeah. Major, there's like being, like I said, leaving. There's been a lot of buildup in your past. Loss, grief, sadness, depression. It could be disappointment. Like all of these emotions have kind of been building up. Like you haven't fully alchemized them, integrated them, however you want to say it. But it's time. Like it's kind of like you can't take them through the door, right? And it's just divine timing now. So it's like, however this unfolds for you, it's really what it's doing is it's clearing the air like in the reality, but this is also helping you to kind of leave, not taking these emotions. It's like, again, clearing the air, but also relieving you of the baggage, emotional baggage you've been carrying. And that's been heavy, man. That's like heavy energy. You've been carrying some heavy stuff. And this could be just collectively, right? Collectively, we've just been like packing on bag after bag, carrying everyone's bags, our bags, you know, ancestral bags, just collective bags from the past. And it's just like, so let's see. I just want to get one for the Tower before we go here. The Tower is, yeah, this is really helping us to move forward, to blow up. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is ancestral. So this is familial ancestral karma. This could be like a pain body or just anything. It could be, it's really literally time. Like we can't carry all the bad stuff, like the baggage, the emotions, the ideas, beliefs that have really been heavy, that are family. If you look back at your family, I think I talked about this last week too. Or maybe it's in the zodiac readings, but it's time to take the swords out, okay? Because we have a new level of love that we want to align with, a new energetic love frequency. Knight of Cups. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is huge. We have all of the aces now. Ace of Cups. Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. So let's not be afraid of this week. I feel like last week was worse off, okay? This week, I feel like it's going to be okay. We're going to have confidence. We're going to have maybe another conversation that maybe started last week that kind of went sideways. But this week, I think people are going to be receptive to it. And because this is what's coming in. Major fulfillment, potentially love, an offer here of kind of reconciliation, potentially, like truce. So I think this is really going to turn out good. And I do feel like you're almost going to, I feel a sigh of relief, like after you have this conversation. There's going to be like a sigh of relief, like, oh, I can't believe I was so afraid of having this conversation, or why did I wait so long? And, you know, the longer you hold stuff in, the heavier it gets, the more it impacts us, the more triggers we have, the more anger builds up. So it's almost like clearing that. It's like there is this level of the volcano with the Tower, like the volcano going off, but you have to get all that lava out. You gotta get rid of that stuff. And then you have like a free cup, a clear cup. Wow, I like it. I actually really like this. It may be looks a little scary, but it's almost like, you know, it's kind of the metaphor too, like maybe you know you have to do this huge speech in front of this crowd and you're nervous as hell and you're not good, you hate public speaking, and then you finally do it and it goes really well and you're like, oh, I don't know why I was so scared about that. And also it's almost like that speech you did or presentation all of a sudden leads to like, you know, like more opportunities. People want you, or people love you and they want more. It's, you know, maybe it's not that specific, could be, but it's kind of a metaphor for this. All right, everyone. I'm going to leave you with that. You guys have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next reading.